Itauma, Dillian Whyte, it's a done deal. Yes, my people, the fight has been confirmed. August 16th in Riyadh. Listen, I like this fight. I really like this matchup. Like I said a few days ago, I dropped the video when the rumors were spreading around that there's a big fight announcement coming. Because remember, Dillian Whyte was actually meant to be fighting on the Fabio Wardley versus Justice Huni card. But all of a sudden, last minute, he got pulled out. So obviously, people were putting 2 and 2 together. And everyone figured out that, you know what, that big fight might be Itauma. I thought it might be Derek Chisora. Because Derek Chisora and Dillian Whyte have history. Do you know what I mean? And for Derek Chisora, that would have been his 50th fight. What a way to go in and slag it out against his arch nemesis, long-term nemesis in Dillian Whyte. But he's not Del Boy, he's Itauma. And I said it, man, I like this matchup because, listen, whatever we say about Dillian Whyte right now, like, I know his recent form hasn't been great. He has looked a little bit sluggish. You know what I mean? He's on the decline. He's normal. The guy's 37 years old, yeah? He's been in some wars over the years, yeah? But trust me, Dillian Whyte is capable of putting in a big performance. Come on, man. Let's not act like Dillian Whyte can't pull it out the bag. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm going to keep it real with you. Itauma, yeah? We don't really know where the guy is right now. We don't know where this kid is. We can't really gauge his standing in the heavyweight division because he's been fighting a bunch of tomato cans. Do you know what I mean? Cab drivers, bus drivers. Listen, that's all he's been fighting. He has not fought someone of the caliber of Dillian Whyte. Do you know what I mean? And if Dillian Whyte is motivated for this fight, yeah, if Dillian Whyte is ready for one last hooray, if he's ready to go against the grain and cause an upset, listen, Dillian Whyte could be dangerous in this fight. And it's a risk for Itauma. And I admire Itauma for taking this risk. Do you know what I mean? And me, I don't agree with Uncle Frank a lot of the time, a lot of the decisions that he makes. But this one seems to be a very sensible one. Do you know what I mean? This seems to be like the right fight to make for the young Itauma. Because listen, eventually he's going to have to step in there with someone who's going to want to fight back. Do you know what I mean? You can't just be going in a ring, yeah, doing exactly what you want, not breaking a sweat, getting quick knockouts, and then just cracking on and then expect to go into a title fight and win it. On your journey, on your way to the title fight, like, you need to be tested. Do you know what I mean? So when you arrive at the title, you're battle ready. Do you know what I mean? You've been tested, you've been through the trenches, and you're ready. Do you know what I mean? You're ready for any type of smoke whoever is on the other side of the ring is going to bring. I like this fight, the Dillian Whyte, Itauma. Dillian Whyte is going to bring that experience. Dillian Whyte has been in with some top elite fighters, man. I'm talking Tyson Fury. Do you know what I mean? Dillian Whyte has been in there. Yeah, he lost, he got knocked out, but he was in there with Tyson Fury when Tyson Fury was at his absolute pomp. Remember, at that time when Dillian Whyte fought Tyson Fury, yeah, Tyson Fury just knocked out Deontay Wilder, one of the most dangerous fighters on the planet at that time. Do you know what I mean? Dillian Whyte fought Anthony Joshua, got knocked out again, but he wobbled Joshua. And at that time, that was prime Joshua. That was pumped up Joshua when Joshua was smoking everyone. Do you know what I mean? So Dillian Whyte, yeah, no matter what we say about Dillian Whyte, and I've heard people like being dismissive of Dillian Whyte, like counting him out and shit like that. Like, listen, you can do all that, yeah, but me personally, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that because, listen, like we say, man, it's the heavyweight division. It's the heavyweight division. One punch can change everything. We saw the Justice Huni versus Fabio Wardley fight last week. Do you know what I mean? Like, Huni was absolutely outclassing Wardley for the whole fight. For 9 rounds, it was absolute battering him, just toying with him. And then one punch, boom, changed the outcome of the whole fight. Do you know what I mean? And I will not be surprised, yeah, if the same type of scenario was to happen in this fight between Itauma and Dillian Whyte. Because listen, if we're talking skills, like pure boxing, in terms of talent, Itauma has that in abundance. Do you know what I mean? He's the youthful guy, he's young. So he's going to have the speed, he's going to have the quick hands. Do you know what I mean? His legs are going to be a bit more quicker. Do you know what I mean? Overall, if we're talking skills, do you know what I mean? Like, Itauma is levels above Dillian Whyte at this stage. Do you know what I mean? Itauma is levels above. So if we're just going by the level of skills of both fighters, Obviously, Mosai Itauma is his favorite. By far, he's the favorite going into this bout. But someone like a Dillian Whyte, you just can't count him out, man. We've seen him drop people with that left hook. He's got the uppercuts there. He's got a solid right hand, yeah. And he trust me, if he touches that chin of Mosai Itauma, yeah, he's gonna drop Itauma. He's gonna drop Itauma. And then we need to see the reaction from Itauma. Can he get back up? Can Itauma recover from adversity? Sorry. Can he recover? Because so far in his career, we haven't seen that. Do you know what I mean? We haven't seen that. That's what I'm saying. I respect Mosai Itauma. Do you know what I mean? I respect on this occasion. I respect Uncle Frank for making this decision for taking Mosai Itauma into that next level, because he had to do it sooner or later. Do you know what I mean? And with Dillian Whyte, you're catching him at the right time. You're catching Dillian Whyte on his way down. You're catching Dillian Whyte when the performances in his previous fights haven't been good enough. Do you know what I mean? He's been criticized. He looks like he's not motivated. But you know what? If one thing is going to make Dillian Whyte motivated, maybe it's this fight. Do you know what I mean? Maybe it's the fact that all of a sudden Dillian Whyte is playing that gatekeeper role. Do you know what I mean? He's now being fed to the lions, the young, hungry lions. That's what they're doing. They're feeding Dillian Whyte to the young, hungry lions. And Dillian Whyte might have other ideas here. This is an opportunity for Dillian Whyte to say, you know what? Nah, man, I'm not having this. Do you know what I mean? You guys are trying to disrespect me. Do you know what I mean? Would you do this to Tyson Fury? Would you do this to Anthony Joshua? No, but why are you doing it to me? It's because I'm Dillian Whyte. Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you. Do you know what I mean? You think what? You think Mosai Itauma is really the real deal? You watch. Do you know what I mean? If Dillian Whyte has that mentality coming into the fight, listen, there could be some fireworks in that fight, and shit could go back and forth. You know, Mosai Itauma might start well, boxing well. Do you know what I mean? But what happens after the fifth round? If Dillian Whyte is still there, let's say Mosai Itauma is outboxing Dillian Whyte, but if Dillian Whyte is still there after the fifth round, what does Itauma do then? Do you know what I mean? The longer the fight goes on, yeah, the more that experience from Whyte is gonna tell. Do you know what I mean? And Whyte, he's been there with the best of them. Like, do you know what I mean? He's beaten Joseph Parker. He's beaten Derek Chisora. Like, he's got some great victories there against Povetkin. And Povetkin was on drugs, and Dillian Whyte still smoked him. Do you know what I mean? And I know Dillian Whyte has had these issues with pads and stuff like that. I'm not gonna go into that, but still, he smoked Povetkin in a rematch. Do you know what I mean? So Dillian Whyte, he knows all the tricks of the trade. Do you know what I mean? He knows all the dark arts. And I would like Dillian Whyte to use all the dark arts in this fight to really test that kid Moses, because Moses needs to be tested. And this is the fight where I hope he gets tested. The last thing I want for Mosai Itauma is for him to go in the ring, absolutely dance around Dillian Whyte, outbox him, and then knock him out. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to see that. I want to see a tough fight for Itauma. Do you know what I mean? I want to see him get hurt. I want to see his chin get clipped. I want to see him get dropped. I want to see if he can get back up, and I want to know if he's got the kahunas. Do you know what I mean? If he's got a dog in him to get back up and fight again. I want some answers in this fight. I've been asking a lot of questions of Mosai Itauma. I want him to give me the answers in this fight. Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of people are asking the question, yo, is Mosai Itauma the real deal, or is he not? Listen, I believe, yeah, there's a very talented fighter in there. Very talented. He showcased it. Do you know what I mean? I believe he's got all the capabilities to go all the way and become heavyweight champion of the world. Do you know what I mean? But the only thing is, we have not seen him tested yet. That's why I want to see him tested against Dillian Whyte. And I hope Dillian Whyte has not only taken this fight for the money's sake. I hope that he's not broke. He's not going bankrupt. You know how these boxers are, man. Do you know what I mean? They spend money like there's no tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? I hope Dillian Whyte is not just taking this fight for the bag. I really hope he's motivated. I really hope, like, to himself, he wants to prove that he's still got it. He's still got it. Do you know what I mean? And just give the world one last hooray, mate. Just give us one big performance. Lose, win, or draw. I just want to see Dillian Whyte go in there and really give it everything. Do you know what I mean? Because if he goes in there and thinking, you know what, I've got big money, I'm getting paid, it's Riyadh season, Turkey's looked after me, who cares? Then you know what, it's going to be a dead fight. It's going to be a boring fight. Mosai Itauma is going to go there. He's going to absolutely run through him. Do you know what I mean? But a motivated Dillian Whyte will be good for the fans as a spectacle, because he's going to go in there and he's absolutely going to go leather, full leather on Moses Itauma, and that's exactly what us the fans need to see. We need to see Moses Itauma get tested, overcome adversity, and go into that next gear. Do you know what I mean? If Moses Itauma overcomes Dillian Whyte, like in very tough scenarios where he's been hurt, where he's been asked question of, like where he had to recover, that's the fight that I want to see. Then I'll be saying, you know what, this kid is got it. This kid is ready for it. Do you know what I mean? But if he goes in there and he wins and it's an easy fight, listen, it is what it is, innit? Like, we're not really gonna get all the answers here. We're still gonna be thinking, yo, is the kid really the real deal? People are still gonna be asking questions until he actually comes across someone that's gonna clip him and ask questions of him. Do you know what I mean? So I hope this is the fight where we get all the most of, well, not if not all, most of the answers or where Moses Itauma is, like his level is. Do you know what I mean? But let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Obviously, the fight has been confirmed now, but let me know what you want to see from this fight. How do you want Dillian Whyte to approach this fight? Do you know what I mean? Like, what type of answers you wanna get from Moses Itauma? Do you want to see Moses Itauma get clipped? Do you want to see him get hurt and recover? Or do you think it's a full-gone conclusion? Like Moses Itauma is that good, he's just gonna go in there and just absolutely just obliterate Dillian Whyte. I don't think that's how the fight is gonna go, but most people are predicting an easy win for Moses Itauma. I'm not saying that because against such an experienced guy like Dillian Whyte, it's never easy. Trust me. Even Tyson Fury, AJ, they never had it that easy. So I don't think it's gonna be that easy for Moses Itauma. But is Moses Itauma the favorite? Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, guys and girls, I'm going to leave you at that, man. Thank you so much for watching EMGM Sports. It's me, your boy, Enzo, the realest in the game. Please don't forget to smash the like button. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe because that's the only way you're going to help us to grow. I'll be back real soon with another one. Until then, stay blessed, my people. Peace.